What up? This is Rocher here from realdigitalsuccess.com, and I'd like to welcome you to my Thrive Architect review. In this review, we're going to talk about what Thrive Architect is all about. I'm going to give you a little demonstration of Thrive Architect, in which we will create a simple landing page, and I will also show you overall if Thrive Architect is worth it or not. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'll be uploading a lot more content that has to do with making money online, the software that supports you in making money online, and how to support your side hustles that make it possible to create a business and earn money online. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And after that, let's get into it. So, what is Thrive Architect? Thrive Architect is one of the products of Thrive Teams, a company that supports people that want to make websites that are conversion based. So, what do I mean with conversion based? So, these are basically websites that are created with the thought of having people that land on the page do something. So, that could mean things like subscribing to their email list, promoting or selling products or services or something in that direction. I value time, so I'm just going to give you the answer right away. Is Thrive Architect worth it? Well, yes and no. If you're in that group that I talked about, so the people that want to promote or sell products or services, then Thrive Architect is absolutely perfect for you. But let's say you have a other goal for your websites, such as maybe that it functions as a simple business card to tell you what you are all about. In that case, I might recommend going with another page builder because there are a few cheaper alternatives out there that can do the same. And if you want an example of one such page builder, I put a link in the description to a page builder called Generate Press. And especially with their pro version, you can do a lot if that is your main goal. But now, since you know what Thrive Architect is, if you're in Group A or Group B, let's get into the actual workings of Thrive Architect. I'm just going to show you a little bit about the display, and after that, we can create the landing page. So right now we're in my WordPress dashboard. And as you can see, there's this big green button called Launch Thrive Architect, which will appear after you install Thrive Architect. So we're going to use Thrive Architect to make a page. And then in the meantime, I'm going to show you a little bit about the functions of Thrive Architect. So let's give our page a name. Let's make something cool with Thrive. Yeah. Save draft. And now we're going to go into Thrive Architect. So as you can see here, two options appear. First is your normal page, on which you will land on the normal page of your theme, which doesn't necessarily has to be Thrive Architect. For example, in my case, I have a Generate Press theme template, but I'm using Thrive Architect on it to create all my sales oriented elements. Or you can, but the second, so that's an option. Or the second option could be to create a pre built landing page and just edit it. So for this exercise, I'm going to go with the pre-built landing page. And here you can see what that is all about. So what's cool about Thrive Architect is that they have like this enormous library of pre-built landing pages. They have more than 350 landing page templates that you can use and edit in simple ways for everything. So it could be for selling online courses, for selling your services as a coach, selling products, all kinds of stuff they have templates for. And what's cool is that it's not limited to one page. So, for example, let's take one right here. Here we have a long form sales page. So as you can see here, it's not only just one page. There are multiple pages of the funnel that you can use and to guide people from the first initial point to where they need to be. So as you can see here, you have the long form sales page in one. You have things like a thank you sign up page over here. You have a confirmation and download page, and you have all kinds of pages that are applicable to that funnel, which is a really cool feature. And basically, these landing pages, they have divided them in two types of pages. So we have the smart landing pages and we have the legacy landing pages. Basically, the legacy landing pages are the old pages that have been there since, well, I've been with Thrive since 2020, but they've been there for a long time. And these are basically the theme templates that you can edit unlimited. What's cool about the smart landing pages, though, is that all the pages are color coordinated. So, for example, let's say you have here this main page, and as you can see here, you have a header that's bright yellow, and then all the other colors are just saturated versions of this yellow to make it fit with each other. Well, smart landing pages are made to have colors coordinate with themselves. So let's say this bright yellow color right here, we turn that into blue, then all these other elements underneath will become a saturated version of that blue. So it's basically saving you from yourself, because if you don't have that insight to see what exactly matches with each other, Thrive Architect will do that for you. So that's a cool thing with the landing pages. Aside from the landing pages, you can also use Thrive Architect for your blog pages. So it isn't limited to just creating those landing pages and that funnel. But yeah, now let's get into creating a simple lead generation landing page, and then to show you what this is all about. So I'm just going to go to the legacy landing pages and then type in blank. So as you can see here, there are multiple blank pages that I can choose from. I'm going to do the blank styled one. And as you can see, my entire page has been changed into a blank page. And what we're going to do now is going to look at what exactly you can do before we create our landing page. So if you see this button right here, this plus button, here's where all the elements are that you can use for Thrive Architect. So as you can see here, the first 6 to 8 are the pretty standard elements that you have in every page builder. So let's see. So that's text elements, image elements, button elements, column elements, background elements, contact boxes, templates, and logos. So every page builder has these. But because Thrive Architect is a conversion based page builder, it also has a lot of elements that can help you with the conversion of your website. So they have, for example, things like click to tweet buttons that you can do. You can do content reviews so that people have to do a certain thing before they can see your content. Countdown clocks to invoke scarcity, or if you have a special deal for a limited offer, you can use that. Credit card capabilities, you can do custom menus, you can put discuss comments on your page, you can even put Facebook comments. So if anybody on Facebook had something positive to say about your service or your product, you can just place that on the website as well. We have fill counters, we have Google Maps capabilities, you can use icons, we have lead generation capabilities. So these are basically the opt-in forms with like where you put in your name and your email address to opt in for example, email marketing. We have that here. We have progress bars to show you at what percentage of the page you are at a certain time. Social share buttons, social follow buttons, star ratings for product reviews, and a lot of other things. And what's cool about this is all these elements, you can also basically edit them as well. So what I'm going to do is Let's see. So let's see. For example, I'm going to put a call to action box right here. As you can see here, then a lot of elements appear, or a lot of call to action boxes appear that you can use as templates and that you can edit yourself. So, for example, let's say we'll take a simple one, we'll take this one. So, we have a call to action box here. The moment you press that, this will appear, and uh, here are all the features that you can use to edit your elements. So we have the main options, uh, which most of the time are about the width and the height. But depending on your element, that can change. Then we have the decorations, with which you can change one of the borders and change the look of it. So, for example, let's say we'll take the top border here and we're going to create something cool with it. So, here we can change the top border, and let's say we want to give it a skyline. We'll do it like this, choose the fighter, and look. Now our call to action box on the background has a skyline behind it, and you can do all kinds of cool things with that. Yeah, so that's one. Then we have typography, where you can change everything about the wording and everything. Then we have the layout and position. This basically decides what the padding is going to be around your element. So the outsides right here go over the outside padding of the elements, and here goes about the inside padding within the element. So, for example, let's say the padding right here is 30. If I go, well, if I go up with that, that padding goes up. Let's put that on 30 again. The same here goes with the outside, and the outside of the element becomes higher of lower. So in this way, you can change the position of your element. Then we have the background section. Here you can choose the background color of an element, or put a photo or a moving image that you can do through here. Uh, let's see, you have borders and corners. Here you can put borders around your elements. So, for example, here this is what happens, and you can even manipulate it in different ways. So, let's say you want to round it out, you can do that same thing right here as well. But for now, we're putting that on none. Then we have scroll behavior. Here, with this, we can decide what position our element will have once we're scrolling. So we could have a static element like it's normally, or a sticky element that scrolls with you scrolling, that it moves with it, or parallax. Then we can create shadows behind elements. So, for example, put it right here. See if it's visible if we do this. Then distance, put that a little bit more, and then apply. Oh wait, this has to be the other way around. Oh wait, choose the call to action, put in the shadow, and here, let's put in the distance to make it more noticeable. But yeah, you can basically create shadows behind your elements as well, which is really cool to do, especially if you're, for example, have buttons that you want to emphasize a little bit, give them a little bit more depth. Shadows a great way of doing that. Then we have our responsive capabilities. with which you can choose if you want to hide a specific element for a certain device. So let's say you're on tablet, but you don't want a specific element to show up on mobile or tablet. You can arrange that through responsive. And then we have the HTML attributes, which with code you can independently edit everything about your elements. So that's basically everything that you can do with Thrive Architect. Now, what we're going to do is create a small landing page, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is to build a landing page. But before we do that, I'd like to talk a little bit about Thrive Architect itself. Thrive Architect has a kind of a different philosophy than other page builders because it's a combination of a block editor, but it also has drag and drop functionality. And because of that, you always start your pages from the back and you work your way to the front. So every page starts with creating your background elements first, and then you put all your elements on top of that. And you can, well, let's save this. And as you can see the layers in which it is focus on top of here. So for example, I've now selected the text, but you see behind that is the background selection. And if you keep putting layers on top of each other, you will see how the layers are arranged on top of here. And you can, and by clicking on one of those layers, you can select that layer automatically. So let's start with creating our lead magnet right now. I'm going to use some text from some old landing page I used, and then I'm going to show you how quick you can do that. So first off, the background color, we're going to change that. I've selected the background color. We're going to, let's see, background style. Right now there's no color, and we're turning that entirely black. Okay, then I'm going to use some text from my old landing page, copy, and I'm going to put that in right here. Going to center it. Might come in handy to center everything. And we're going to give that a different color as well. We go to main options in this case, and we're changing the color to white. Putting a bold, bam. So that's pretty easy, pretty standard stuff. Then I'm going to put a sub right here and do the same thing right here. Center it and turn it white. So here we have the first part. Then what I'm going to do is put in, oh no, let's not do that. What I'm going to do is put a video underneath it. So we're going to video and put a video element here. And then you can see here that all kinds of options start to roll up. I'm going to use one random video of mine. Copy and put that right here. So now we have a video right here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And we have a video. Now, up to the next section, I'm going to put some text in there as well. And we're going to put a picture. So what we're going to do is divide the next background into columns. And you can see here how you want to divide it. I'm going to do it half and half. And then on one side, I'm going to put an image. Mm, mm, so I have one image. Going to put a border around it to differentiate it. Yeah. And then in the second one, I'm going to put some text that I've already had here. Copy, paste. Yeah. Might have to change how big it becomes. 20 is fine. Then we'll change this stuff later. Then what I'm going to do is create another background section underneath it below, and we have next another background section. And what I'm going to do is put in one of the templates I created myself with the Thrive Architect. We're just going to put that there. Let's see, save, and then we have that here for an opt-in. Mhm. Then we're going to position this a little bit more above. Okay, that's a little bit too much, 30. Yep. And then we have a second thing here. Then after that, we're going to put another background section. Or, yeah, we're going to put another background section. Now we're adding some text underneath it in the background section. Well, mm, so what will you get? Copy. Going to do a little bit something about the padding of the text, or let's put in a contact box first. So I'm putting a context box below the text, and then I'm going to put the text in the contact box. And then we're going to do something about the distance between the call to action and this text, because it's a little bit too close. So we're going to layout, and then the outside we're going to create a little bit more space. So let's say we'll do 60. Yeah, that's all right. Then we're going to put another column underneath and divide it by 2 again. And then we're going to put a little bit of information about myself in a picture there. So on the left side, I'll put the picture. Just putting a random picture here, putting her to make it a little bit smaller and position it in the middle. And then here we're going to put some text. It's a little bit of information about myself. Copy. Let's put it like that. Maybe make the picture a little bit bigger. Put the padding underneath a little bit up. Now we'll just leave it at that. Doesn't have to be an exact thing right now. Then underneath, we're going to put another call to action. I could put it in other background, but I'm not going to do something crazy with this call to action or the surroundings of it. So I'm just going to take one of my old call to actions and put it right here. Let's see what we have. I'm just putting a random. It isn't really one that actually fits with this landing page, but c'est la vie. Just put it like that. Then I'm going to add another background section underneath. And I'm going to put a little banner for social proof that I created. It contains the logos of websites I've worked with in the past. So it basically gives a little bit validity to the website or the landing page. So we have that here. And then lastly, need some copyright text. Let's see if I still have that here. Yeah. 2022, Real Digital Success, all rights reserved. We're going to put that in this little text button. And that's basically it. And then you have a fully functional landing page. I'm going to save it right now. And then underneath here, you can watch a preview of it. As you can see it for different devices. So how it would look on your mobile phone, for example. So you can see that here, how it would look on your tablet. So that's how it would look on your tablet. And here's how it would look on your computer. And you can start editing them all different separately. But for now, we're just going to preview what it looks like. And voila, here we go. We have a simple landing page. Normally, I would clean this up a little bit. Uh, but yeah, it's just an example to show you how you can create simple pages and what basically the philosophy is behind putting things together. Of course, you can put all kinds of conversion based elements on it as well, and I'll talk about that in the next video. So there probably will be a link somewhere to that next video. But yeah, for now, this is basically how you would create a simple landing page. So now let's look at some pros and cons of creating landing pages with Thrive Architect. Well, it has a few pros. So as the what you see is what you get editor. So you can basically edit stuff and see it. You don't need any code to do it. So if you never had any experience with building websites, this is pretty, uh, yeah, pretty easy to understand, uh, even for beginners. Even though it's a little bit different than most page builders, but all in all, it's a lot better than doing it with code and having to waste your time learning that. Pro number two, It's compatible with all kinds of themes. So you don't necessarily need to buy a theme from Thrive to have this page builder work. Like I said, for this website particular, I'm using a generate press theme, which basically isn't part of Thrive at all, but I can still use it. So basically, every WordPress theme that there is, you can use Thrive Architect for. Pro number three, it has more than 300 sales templates for all kinds of purposes. So it doesn't matter if you're a coach, you're trying to sell some products, uh, you're trying to get some email subscribers, you're trying to promote some affiliate products, it doesn't matter. They have more than 300 templates for all kinds of things that you can use and you can easily edit with this page builder. Pro number four, it's sales oriented. I haven't shown you a lot about the elements, and I will show you that in another in another video what kind of sales elements you can use. But it has a lot of them. So instead of the normal landing pages that you see here that I created, you can put all kinds of stuff there, like the countdown timers, the content reveal functions, and all the kind of stuff to increase your sales. So I like that compared to a lot of other page builders that are primarily there to uh, make a website look good. Pro number five, it's compatible with all the other Thrive plugins. So just like I said, Thrive Architect on itself has its own elements for increasing conversion, but Thrive Themes has also created additional plugins that can help you with your conversion as well. So it has things like forms and quizzes, special testing plugins to test your landing pages. You can create your website into a membership site. They have special ways to get testimonials from other people. They have all kinds of crazy functionalities that can help you improve your conversion rate and sales, which is basically the same thing. Pro number six, it's mobile responsive. You can see exactly how your pages are going to look at tablet and mobile, and you can even edit them separately. It's just a huge plus because a lot of theme templates say that their stuff is mobile responsive, but the moment you start putting elements on it, the mobile responsiveness just goes away. And what I like about here is that you can actually see if something is wrong and you can edit it right away. Now, if I would have to talk about cons of Thrive Architect, I think there's only one. It's basically the philosophy behind the page builder is different from a lot of other page builders. So if you take a lot of other page builders, you probably know immediately what to do because they all have like this drag and drop system. While Thrive Architect has a combination of blocks and the drag and drop system, which gives you more freedom to change everything, but it takes a little bit longer to get the hang of it. Personally, for me, it took like maybe 2 days before I actually understood what the philosophy behind it was. But the moment I knew it, I could make a lot more things than I could do with other page builders. So it's a con for those that want to start quick. But if you want the full freedom to do what you want, it's a pro at the same time. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thrive Architect, it's definitely worth your time, as I said, if you're trying to sell or promote products or services. But if you're looking for something simple, you might want to look in another direction. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel because I'll be uploading a lot more reviews like this and also some educational content to help you on your way from starting from scratch to creating your own online business or just making a few more cents online. I will also in the future make some videos about the sales elements, and I will also get into some support functions of Thrive Architect themselves because they have a lot of cool things like their academy, which I'm going to talk about in depth in other videos. So if you're interested in purchasing Thrive Architect, I have a link in the description that you can use. I'm saying already it is an affiliate link. So if you would purchase it, I would get a portion of the money at no expense of you, of course. but it would help the YouTube channel out, which makes it possible for me to make more videos. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Rocher here. Peace.